Well, since I put my truck up for sale, I've had a lot of requests for videos, so I apologize. My GoPro, I can't sync with my phone to see what I'm doing, so we're using my old Canon. Let's hope it turns out. Okay, the door handles have been replaced with what brand are these? Trimark, and they're lockable. The latches have been replaced with double bear claws. Truck was just serviced. It was actually in Kuwait and apparently at a Patriot missile battery. At least that's what the guys from Fort Lewis tell me. Here's the data plate and the Federal Motor Vehicle Safety Standard plate showing the manufacture date of 12/96 and delivery date of 5/97. The seats have been replaced with 2006 Honda Accord power heated seats, leather of course. I've never hooked up the heat, but I've never been cold in this truck. The passenger seat is not power. We'll continue the walk around. The marker lights have been replaced with LED bulbs. They are not LED lights. Windshield has a couple of sand scratches in it. I don't know if you can see them with the camera, but I have another windshield for it that's in much better shape. This truck is equipped with a winch and can be fed out either the front or the back, and right now it's in the back. It has the standard halogen headlights in it. I never saw any sense in putting the expensive ones in it because I never drive at night. The horn has been replaced with an M35 air horn, and it makes lots of noise. There's one dent in the cab right here that I assume is probably from Government Planet, and it's got scrape marks here and a little, oh, it feels a little wavy from somebody opening the cab without the door being latched, which doesn't surprise me because the latches never seem to work. The tires were just replaced. These are the new L-Range Goodyears. I think they're rated at almost 12,000 pounds and 75 miles an hour. Let me see if I can find a label. There's a label. The cab airbags have been replaced. The cab latch has been rebuilt. The air over hydraulic pump has been rebuilt. All of the hydraulics work as they should, and the hand pump even works. There's the winch. You won't find too many Army issue trucks with winches. This came off of a Marine Corps truck, which happens now to be the demo truck for Globe Trekker. And I have the winch strung out the back because I was pulling trees out of those woods with it last year. It has a civilian hitch on it, class 5 hitch, and I have my homemade drop hitch here because I have multiple trailers that I pull. The factory ladder's here. The cargo cover is fair and usable, although not perfect. I'm not going to open up the back of the truck because in the wintertime I fill it up with junk, and right now it's full of junk. The gears have been changed to 307s. It has a Detroit locker in the back. The drive lines have been balanced. Still has the 6TL AGM batteries in it. This is the hydraulic tank for the winch. You can see the front drive line has new U-joints in it. All of the planetaries have been off of it and shimmed. The CTIS works as it should. And none of the tires leak, none of the tires go flat. The truck holds air for weeks and weeks. All of the troop seats are still inside. I apologize for the crappy paint job on the rear fenders. I was painting a trailer and had some paint left, so I just walked outside and squirted it on the fenders. Well, you probably shouldn't do that in 30-degree weather in the dark. The windshield washers work, the wipers work as they should, all the lights work as they should. Oh, I forgot there's a the trailer connector has had, I added a brake circuit to it, and I did not use the stock wiring because I think it was like 16 gauge. And it's too small to work the electric brakes on the trailer, so it has a new circuit run to it. There's a backup camera here and one over on the side. I put it on the blind side so I don't run over anybody. I've never had any trouble with these controls. Everything works as it should. The cab rides without rattles and clunks. The tire loading device works as it should, without leaks. And I think we'll get the cab open and have a look in there. This is the trailer adapter that goes from heavy truck style to RV. A fine Walmart console. You can see the camera up here, backup camera. We'll get it fired up. Come on, focus, 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 focus. There we go. And there's a power outlet up here that supplies the drive cam. It's also a USB. There's the trailer brake control, tachometer. I put in a switch along with two sensors. For the CTIS, it has the high pressure sensor and the standard low pressure sensor. So you can run the tires at a maximum, I think it's 55 and 85. The tires are rated for 75 miles an hour. At 60 miles an hour, it's turning approximately 2200 RPM. I'll look around the inside of the cab. All the seat belts are functional. I have the gunner's platform. I don't know why anybody'd need it. It costs a fortune to put a gun on one of these. So, we'll fire it up and get a look in here. look at. This is your regular old Army truck. Power steering pump has been replaced. I've had the air compressor off to repair bracket back here. Broke the top section out of it. It was still supporting the compressor, but this cover leaked, this gasket leaked. I've replaced those. I have Loctited the troublesome compressor gear nut that occasionally falls off. It has a new fan on it, new water pump belts, and to replace the water pump belts you have to take the fan off. And while I was taking it off, I dropped it and cracked it, so now it has a new one on it. It has the upgraded Kaiser fan clutch on it. I just looked underneath and it looks like I have a bit of an oil leak on the oil filter, so I'm going to have to tighten that up. It's a bit oily here because if you've ever changed the oil on these, you find out that you have to pour it in with an eyedropper or it overflows. Well, guess who overflowed it? I recently replaced the water pump belts, and to do that you have to take off the fan, and my hands don't work well anymore and I dropped the fan and cracked it, so it has a new fan on it. It also has the upgraded Kaiser fan clutch on it with large studs. I've had the starter off and cleaned and lubricated it. Power steering pump has been replaced. Looks like I've got a small oil leak on the oil filter I need to take care of. This truck has had the transmission cooler lines upgraded to the soft lines because they had trouble with the stainless lines cracking. The fluid has been changed to a TES compliant synthetic transmission fluid. This bracket is also changed when they put on the soft lines. When I bought this truck, it would run, but it wouldn't move. It had a solenoid fault. Well, come to find out, it had a WTEC 3 transmission and a WTEC 2 truck. So the valve module was pulled off and the compatible harness was installed. And in the days when they were operating these trucks, they used both WTEC 2 and WTEC 3 transmissions, and they had a converter, like a gender changer, that went in the harness connector. Yep, it's up there, but nobody could find one of those. And after replacing it, the transmission was fine, and I used the Allison software program that I had available through work to reset the transmission and relearn. And I would assume it also has the upgraded C6 bearing in them that tends to fail. There's the PTO and pump for the winch. And I've never used it to get me unstuck, but it works good pulling trees out and doing all kinds of other stuff. Not much has occurred back here. Try to get the camera out of the sun. So if there's something else you'd like to see, message me and I'll make another video. Come on. I've also replaced the throttle position sensor. When I first got this truck running, I didn't think it's idled as good as it should, and it had a clatter in it. And I took it to Caterpillar and they adjusted the injectors and said, don't worry about it. Well, in the meantime, they managed to lean on this and break it. So all of the fluids have been changed. Just had an oil change. It's got fresh coolant in it. I've never found any water or oil in my air tank. And like I said, it holds air for weeks and weeks. The tires don't lose pressure. I have a large pile of parts that go with this truck, and I'll add them to the video. Here are some of the spare parts that go with it. Gunner's platform, bucket army truck bolts, battery hold down, a full planetary and cover, and a damaged planetary that I've saved because it still has good parts in it. The old airbags, some lenses, some more headlights, more stuff. Troop alarm, original radio, the original grab handles off the truck, planetary shims, belt, another horn, some CTIS wheel valve seals or diaphragms, wheel seals, CTIS seals, homemade wheel socket, and a factory wheel socket, and a beacon, some seal drivers, a spare pinion seal, set of spider gears, the old power steering pump. All it needs is an O-ring in this area, miscellaneous box of parts, well, I think we'll see if we can switch to a different camera and go for a ride. Also included is the correct snatch block that goes with the winch. You better have a Soldier B handy because this thing's heavy. I've actually used it, but it really wasn't a lot of fun. play with the CGIS a minute so you can see that it works as it should. Right now it's venting to emergency level. What I did to get it working is I had to replace the controller. It was missing. Rebuilt the pressure module, which is back in here. And I pressure tested the system and fixed a number of leaks and replaced the 2 quick release valves. Now the oil pressure gauge on this thing, I've replaced that sender 3 times, and it'll work for a month or 2, and then it goes crazy again, kind of like it does right now. If you drive it for 30 minutes or so, the tires become round again, and then the balance doesn't seem quite so bad. I don't remember everything I've done to this truck. I guess I should make a list. I know putting the winch on was an ordeal. I probably got 35 or 40 hours in putting that on. No rust under the floor mats. I can see it's a little wet in there. I don't quite know why. But this is Washington State, where it's basically a rainforest. This side's wet too. But you can see it's not all rusted out like some of them. I replaced these grab handles with some that were a little better. Mine originally just had this, and I don't remember what it had on this side. It may not have had anything. These came out of a little later truck. I have resealed the gun port, and I no longer have any leaks there. I suspect this water's probably coming from one of the clearance lights. Well, we'll come back to this after they go down. Okay, we've made it down to the emergency level on the low pressure side. And they look pretty flat. Start it up again. And we'll let them air up. we'll go find something else to do while this is happening. And once again, the tires are properly aired up.